Hello my YouTube friends, Late Boy Scout here to give you a look at the brand new Cold Steel Mini Tuff Lite. A very cool little knife that has been on my radar ever since I got this in the mail. Lynn Thompson's Special Projects, also known as the Cold Steel Catalog, or in my case, known as the Cold Steel Catalog. And on the first page, what? Wow! Look at that tiny little thing. And wow, that's a pretty nice price. That's what I said anyway when I first saw this thing. And knowing that the street price, you know, what you're going to pick that up for on eBay or, you know, any knife store online is going to be a bit less than that. I was thinking, man, around 20 bucks probably for this knife. And it's got the triad lock. Holy moly. I really got to check this thing out. And so I have. Of course, there's a lot of other really cool things in this awesome catalog. Yeah. Oh, dude, among which are the Voyager series. Look at all those sweet knives. I'm very interested in pretty much all of them. Maybe some more than others. All of them feature this great, this awesome grivery handles. Okay, look at that texturing. That looks really cool. I can't wait to get one of these in my hands. All of them featuring the triad lock, and for probably not too bad a price as well. All of those look terrific, man. A lot of other great looking stuff in this catalog. Won't spend any more time really going over this. Oh, those look awesome, don't they? Those G10 Espadas. Whew. Really cool. Really interested in this here, though. If I can get that in my hands, I'll be a happy hiker, camper, backpacker. That looks like a sweet blade. Okay, let's set this aside for now, though, and get on to what we came here to look at. Yes, came in this tiny little box with a little bit of bubble wrap, and here's the knife itself. A very small knife, as you can tell. All right? Compared to the size of my hand, that is a small knife. That is a very small knife. Let's do a little size comparison, actually. Let's whip out, how about the Kershaw, what is that called? Chive. Kershaw Chive. Okay, give you a little size comparison there. And how about the Benchmade Mini Griptilian? Okay, to give you a sense of size here. In fact, let's just move that down and do this here. Okay, another sense of size. Let's see, how about the Kershaw OD2? You're getting a sense of how big this knife is and about the role that you're probably going to put it into. All right, it's a small knife. Very, very small knife. It's going to be used for small EDC tasks, right? What you're looking at here is a small utility knife, and what's more, a nice tough one with that triad locking mechanism and a nice thick stock to it. Okay, you're gonna get some serious, you know, maybe a little bit heavier tasks than the average lightweight EDC knife can do. The Kershaw Chive, for instance, feels pretty nice in hand, but you still only get, you know, maybe barely a 3-finger grip on it, right? Whereas this thing almost completely fills my hand. Look at that. I really like that about it. The grivery handle is slightly textured. Let's give you a little bit of a closer look at it. You can tell that there's sort of a grain to it. Almost a sandpapery grain to it. Of course, it doesn't quite feel like sandpaper because it's more of a plasticky material. But there is a grain to it. Enough to make you feel like this thing's not going to quickly slip out of your hand. It's not slick. I wouldn't call that slick. But not like a G10 material, okay? The jimping up here is not super functional. You know, it doesn't give me a ton of traction. But then again, does this? Well, it gives you a little bit, actually. It gives you a little bit of traction there. A little bit of retention. This is almost for show. Then again, it looks really cool, doesn't it? And it kind of comes all the way back to there, so that's nice. So you can kind of maybe get a little bit choked backwards up here, over here, hang on to it, and then of course choke up. And I feel like this is really the intended position for holding this knife. The blade itself is very short. They've got it listed at, let me make sure I get this right. They've got the blade length listed at 2 inches, but I'm going to say that that's closer to 1 1/4 for actual cutting edge, closer to 1 1/4. Maybe not exactly. That's a very minimal cutting edge, okay? And you're also a bit limited because it's just a sort of this Wharncliffe design, Wharncliffe blade. And you know, you don't have any sort of belly. There's a lot of slicing tasks that are going to be a little bit not as easy, not as convenient. However, yeah, for the most part, I think you're going to get some decent work done with a tiny little blade like this. Nice and thick, as I mentioned. Oh, I like that. That's etched into there. Mini Tuff Lite. That's cool looking. Cold steel, yes, made in Taiwan. It's got a nice little hollow ground blade to it, which has a nice tapering going on up there, and a nice sharp point for puncturing. Came out of the box pretty good and sharp, slicing paper easily, almost sharp enough to shave some hairs, nearly there, not 100%. The deployment on it, let's check that out. It's still kind of being broken in, guys. Deployment on it is slow for the time being. You might be able to get to a point where you can quickly deploy that thing, and it's a little bit tricky to open and close one-handed, mainly just because of how small it is. Overall length is about 5 inches from here to there, with just the handle itself is supposed to be about 3 inches. Yeah, I'll buy that. But I wonder if they don't count for this area right here. And with that, again, it gives you almost a full hand to hold on to. You could easily put a lanyard on there, which would extend that even further, give you more to hang on to, and make this a rather hand-filling knife for its size. The weight is an incredible 1.7 ounces. That is, I'm pretty sure, the lightest triad locking knife that Cold Steel makes. Smallest and lightest Cold Steel triad locking knife. No, this is not going to hold 400 pounds. You know, they kind of make a point of that in the catalog, actually. I'll address that just for a second. Just for a second here. For instance, the Raja 2 holds 405 pounds, okay? Then let's go to what does the Spartan hold? 300. Okay, that's a marked difference. And then if you go down to, what do we have here? That looks like, I guess, the Recon. Recon 1 holds 200 pounds. AK-47, 200 pounds, right? The Mini Lawman, 150 pounds. So they don't say how much this holds, but I'm sure it's not anywhere near even what the Mini Lawman holds. That said, for its size, I think that's going to be an incredibly tough lock. I'm not concerned about, you know, this thing breaking at any point. I feel like this grivering material is pretty tough stuff. Maybe not G10, but then again, I haven't torture tested it. I probably won't. Let's just let Cold Steel do that. You know, they're pretty good at it. The Mini Tuff Lite, man, you can pick this up for 20 bucks, something like that. And I feel like it's a steal. It's a fun little knife, cool little knife. Pocket clip, we'll address that real quickly. Pocket clip buries fairly deeply, okay? It's not repositionable, you can't move it down there. Okay, that's, you know, whatever, sometimes you get what you get. That's the same deal with the chive here. That's its position. Okay, live with it, or don't buy the knife. I think for the price, this is one that you can buy, and certainly is a lot cheaper than the chive is. And I'm going to say it's tougher with that triad lock. Okay guys, just wanted to give you this quick review and quick look at the very cool new Mini Tuff Lite by Cold Steel. It's a pretty sweet knife if you want something tough that's also very small, if you're limited perhaps by blade length and what you can carry, where you work, where you live, whatever the case. But you want something really strong and, you know, really sharp and made by a reputable knife company like Cold Steel. Check out the Mini Tuff Lite. I'm Late Boy Scout, guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys later.